so nobody shall touch that. We have allowed residents associations, we have allowed schools. In fact, the Bluebell School in Delhi has adopted a monument. NGOs, anybody can adopt a monument, a beach, a park. It's all possible, just not the corporate sector. Now, so those protests, I think, are now behind us, and look at the way the Purana Killa has been done up with the collaboration of NBCC. I think they've done a very good job. Red Fort, the work is going on. I think it's going to come out fantastic. Lots need to be done. I mean, it's kind of evolving ideas. So work is happening there. Of course, the only thing which I will not give in adoption now is the Taj. I think that can wait till the elections are over. Yes. I mean, that's a stopgap arrangement. I think after that, let people see what is happening with other monuments and let them say, wow, this is a great job. I think the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So let's do up a few of these things and then let people feel convinced, wow, they've done a good job. We have fundamentally many problems. Now, if I point out a particular place, you will say, tomorrow it will be all over the media saying, you know, this particular place, the minister said is dirty. That's not the idea. I think by and large, so much has been done in the past 4 years in terms of cleanliness. The Swachh Bharat movement has dramatically changed things. I think never in the history of any country has so much been done in such a short time. Take, for example, construction of toilets. 95 million toilets constructed. Where in the history of the world has any country done that in such a short time? I think it's incredible work. The number of houses constructed. All villages provided with electricity, and of course, now all houses below poverty line being given electricity connection free. Not electricity free, Tomorrow don't come back to us and say, we want electricity free. No, the electric connection is free for those who are below poverty line. 300 million bank accounts opened for people who have never seen the inside of a bank, and 45 million LPG connections given to the poor people, and giving them a dignity, a right to live, because so many of these people were dying of cancer because of inhaling smoke. And of course, the latest one, people who have never seen the inside of a hospital being allowed to have, going to them to the best hospitals and get treatment. But I think the biggest impact has been of Swachh Bharat movement. And that's where I think tourism is going to benefit greatly. There are a couple of things which tourists are looking for. One, of course, is cleanliness. And that's where the Swachh Bharat movement has made dramatic change across the country. Today, from 39% of usage of toilets today, people having access to toilets today, it's reached 95%. I think that's an amazing number. So that's again an answer to people who say, no, these toilets are constructed, but they are not really used. No, it's not the case actually. 95% of those toilets are being used. Now, some of the cities have taken responsibility. Take, for example, Indore. I used to go there 25 years back. I keep going there to talk to students there in one of the institutes. It used to be one of the dirtiest cities in the country. Today, Indore is the cleanest city. And therefore, I think municipalities and local bodies must realize their responsibility, primary responsibility is not to build shopping complexes and multiplexes. Sorry, no. It is to keep the city clean, and that is so fundamental. I mean, I went to Vaishak the other day. 2014, Vaishak was completely destroyed. Today, my God, Vaishak is beautiful. Roads are very broad, and you have rolling grass and beautiful flowers. And what I saw unique there was every wall is hand-painted. Beautiful motifs. Every wall. And every house has got beautiful wall. Every building has got, I think they made it mandatory. It's hand-painted. I mean, it's incredible. Just go and see. So it's possible. We can do it. And Dharamsala is another example of a city which has cleaned itself up. I think it just got to get into the DNA. Can India be cleaner? Of course. India needs to be a lot cleaner. I have no doubts on this. People sometimes might feel offended. The other day I was in Trivandrum. I said, Trivandrum needs to be cleaner. Once upon a time, Trivandrum was the cleanest city in the country. Najib comes from there. Today I can't say that. You get out of the airport, just outside the airport, last week I saw garbage being burned. I mean, you must be seeing that. So every city needs to dramatically improve. I was in, where was I? Was it yesterday or today? I even forget where I was yesterday. Where was I yesterday, Suman? I was in South Africa, but which city? Where Nelson Mandela was in jail, that place. Eh? No, I just saw. I have a lot of pictures, yeah. Cape Town, yeah, I was in Cape Town. I mean, it's so beautiful. That entire drive through that 12 Apostles Hillocks. I don't even know how they built that road, and it's kept so clean and neat, and the beaches are so clean. And the whole city, I found the entire city clean and neat. I think this is something which we need to have it in our DNA. Now the question is it in our DNA? Answer is no, it's not. Some of these things need to get into our DNA, otherwise tourism just will not work. I think the question of this, I think it's a mental issue. It's a mental issue. It's not really a physical one. Today, children are so conscious about garbage. They wouldn't even throw a chocolate wrapper on the road at all. No, no child would. But still today, those guys who drive the Porsche cars, they don't mind throwing out garbage. Yeah, we see that happening. So it's not really in our DNA. Some of these things need to change dramatically. Yeah. Our habits. Why don't they leave people alone? People don't want intrusion into their privacy. Why is it that whenever we see a white woman, everybody wants to have a selfie with her, and then of course you want to get closer, you want to touch her, then you want to hug her? Why? Why is this a national sickness? I think things need to change dramatically. So, but the number of cases, like if you say, the entire South Africa, nobody can go out at night after 6 o'clock. It's completely banned. But still they get so many people there. The number of incidents are so huge. Last week I found a report from the US. It says for the first time in 23 years, or was it 26 months, they had 1 week which was shooting free. Yeah. This became big news. And in India, one incident is published globally. And I hold the media hugely responsible for this. Hugely. Does the Wall Street paper or the New York Times run front page stories when an incident happens? They don't. Fact is, they don't. Are these acceptable? No, not at all. These are deplorable. Even if you have one act that's despicable, not acceptable. But we all need to work together. Do we say our country is a wastebasket? Is garbage? I think this is where the media needs to come into the picture. Then you would say, what about freedom of expression? Do we suppress this? We are not saying that. I think we all need to work together because tourism has the biggest multiplier effect in terms of creation of jobs at all levels. The illiterate person, to the semi-literate, to school dropout, to graduates, to postgraduates, to MBAs, everybody gets employed here. And I think this is where social equity is hugely in play in the tourism industry. We all need to work together. So we're not even talking about suppressive information saying our right to write about this, but let's see as a country behave responsibly. Yes, I know things need to improve. But again, it's not like what the Thomson Reuters report said, saying that India is the most unsafe country in the world. I don't even want to compare because then you will say, oh, the ministry is saying that this is the figures in the US, this is the figures in Africa, and therefore my numbers are much less, and therefore it's acceptable. Sorry, no. I say categorically these are not acceptable. But you see, in a country of 1.3 billion people, you will have some incidents happening. Yeah, you'll have. Not everybody has the same chip. So you're going to have different responses. So I think we as a country, I think we need to have this on focus. You go to some other countries which are doing fantastically in tourism, Malaysia, Thailand. From the moment you land at the airport, for the taxi driver, to everybody else, you go to a hotel, everybody else, I think it's so much in their DNA. Were they born with that? No. These are things which you need to pick up and say, yes, we need to have tourism flourishing here, and so we need to collectively do things as a nation, give a sense of, this country being a happy country. Again, we have a problem here. Indians find it difficult to smile. We are so inflated. I am a big guy, so I shall not smile. I shall not be the first one to smile. Yeah. Like I was on the flight today. I was talking to a whole lot of people there. I mean, a lot of foreigners. I said, welcome to India. So I said, it's my job as as a tourism minister to welcome you. I said, Viraj, which are the places you're going, your first step? Why not? Yeah. Why can't we smile a little more? I think Najib, we can give a course. Najib is smiling all the time. Yeah. Yeah, we as a nation, we need to be a lot happier. I mean, exhibit a lot more happiness. That's what I believe. I heard a speech by the former Prime Minister of Bhutan on happiness. It was in IIC a few years back. Amazing presentation. The country's primary goal is happiness. I think these are a few things I think we need to kind of get as part of our DNA, and then things would be different. We need to create huge infrastructure. I have two flagship programs. One is Swadesh Darshan. I have 74 projects going on across the country with an outlay of 5,992 crores. And most of these projects were going very slow. Now, over the past 1 year, we have speeded things up, so I need a lot more money. Allocation for my projects is much less than what I require. And we also have a Prasad scheme under which we kind of create infrastructure around heritage and religious sites. Because 60% of our tourism is actually religious tourism, so we need to create infrastructure around that. Parking, drinking water, toilets, a cafe, Wi-Fi. I think these are some of the things on which we are working. So under Prasad, I have 24 schemes with an outlay of 727 crores. So these are some of the things we work on. I mean, I'm generating so much money. Just from the foreign tourists last year, $27 billion, which is equivalent to almost 2 lakh crores. I need more money. Yeah, I need more money to spend. There's some of the areas where we are focusing. 73% of Himalayas is in India, so I think there's incredible opportunity for adventure tourism. The hard tourism, mountaineering, then of course soft trekking and cycling and paragliding, whitewater rafting, whole lot of stuff. And we also laid out in our ministry a plan of action and the guidelines which are to be followed by industry. But again, enforcement, it depends on the state governments to do, and they need to enforce it much stronger. Like when I went to one of the states, I found there are hardly any lifeguards. You're having the whitewater rafting, there were hardly any these lifeguards. If one of the boats capsized, what happens? Well, what happens? They were asking me back, what happens? Yeah, so we are issuing these guidelines, but it's for the states to follow. And one of the big problems which I find is, for the states, tourism is not a priority at all. None of them are giving me money, putting in money at all. And most of them just don't care. Don't. I don't know, I'm hugely shocked because the kind of multiplier effect the expenditure on tourism has on employment and on creation of wealth is so incredible. It's the highest for all sectors together. So why shouldn't they be putting in more interest and more money? Some states are doing it, like Madhya Pradesh. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job. Yeah, not only that, they come up with the new ideas, they're also good in implementation, new products. One of the things which I saw in Visakhapatnam was, they got a reconnaissance plane, old abandoned one from the Air Force. What would happen in a normal case? You make a pedestal and you put it there. And some school children passing by, they will say, yeah, it's just a plane, an old junk. What they did in Visakhapatnam was, when they got a plane, they decided to create a museum around that. They built the museum in 5 months, inaugurated it. Today they are getting 300,000